Hi guys! Jake and Marisa back again for more live reactions to
Kaitou, Sentai, Lupinranger.
This is Keisatsu, Sentai, Patranger. Pew pew, pew pew pew, pew pew pew.
Well, I'm not pew, I just had a shower.
Oh. So,
I am rosy fresh.
I'm almost done with classes. I'm in the final stretch. I've finished up my final project for one of my classes. I've got a few papers due in the other. And Friday is officially my last day of classes, so then I'm free and clear for the summer, which is nice. I gotta work on doing some scheduling for filming, so hopefully I'll be doing some filming on Saturday. We'll see, because I gotta get the ball rolling a bit more on 85. I've got a good amount of footage shot, but not all of it. Not all of it, and I need to work on my voiceovers, etc. Let's see, as far as Power Rangers news this week, nothing really that major. The closest thing we've had to...
The casting doodah?
Casting doodah? Oh, what?
The sheet that had the confirmation.
Yeah, that was... The closest thing that we've had to news is the confirmation that Chip Lynn will be the executive producer for Beast Morphers. I don't really consider that major news, because honestly...
It's confirmation of something we already pretty much knew.
Yeah, the big news would have been if he wasn't the producer for Beast Morphers.
That would have been a surprise.
Because, like, he was doing interviews regarding development of the season long before it was announced.
Yeah. And
long before the purchase by Hasbro was announced, so I doubt that, they would have been having him develop that season and negotiating the Hasbro deal at the same time if the two weren't going to be compatible.
Yeah.
So pretty much...
Him as executive producer for the first season was probably part of the deal.
Yeah. It's just like Jonathan Zakor still ran Wild Force after Disney bought Power Rangers.
Right.
Like, they're keeping the production team, as far as I can tell, intact for season 26, and then season 27, who knows? I've seen comments as well that suggest that Becca Barnes will likely still be writing for the show.
That would be awesome.
I'm pretty sure that she's still. Have you
seen her claymation video?
Yeah, she did a cool little claymation submission for a 48-hour New Zealand Film Festival. It's super cute and disturbing. But yeah, honestly, basically the only reason I would suspect for Chip Lynn not to be running Beast Morphers would have been if there had been a major falling out since casting announcement. So
yeah.
Basically, confirmation that he's running Beast Morphers is, congratulations! The franchise is not completely on fire. That would basically be, if somehow the franchise caught fire, that would probably be a reason to let someone go, but that's about it. I think, so things are running along as planned. Whether it'll be a good season, bad season, we have no information on that yet.
We don't.
We'll see how much of the issues of recent years have been due to Saban's influence and how much has been due to just Chip's creative choices, and that'll be good to know.
Yeah.
Can set some of our expectations moving forward. Anywho, so yeah, not much by way of news. But I'm looking forward to getting back into getting my summer vacation. We're also going to check out Incredibles 2 today.
Yes, we are.
By the way, I apologize if anyone gets annoyed by a chirp chirp sound. I think there's, like...
We have a resident cricket.
I don't know where it is, but I've been hearing it for, like, the last hour, and I have no clue where it is.
I like him.
Oh, he's very nice, but it's still odd. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to go check out The Incredibles 2 after this, so we want to make sure to make our movie time.
I actually do hope he's on the outside, though, because if he's on the inside, one of the cats is going to find him eventually.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It sounded like it was coming from the other side of the door.
Yeah, it's definitely over there by the door, that's for sure.
That's a loud cricket. Yeah. Anyway, But we've got exciting
Sentai
stuff
Lupinranger!
happening with the Sentai peoples.
And we're gonna say
'Cause-
his name correctly.
With
It's Toma.
oh yeah, wasn't it Tomo? Or no, yeah, Toma. Yeah, that was it. Because it was Toma, not Tuma. That's it.
Correct.
Anyway, but yeah, this is going to be a big episode because I know we didn't make much commentary on it last time because we didn't have much information yet. We should be getting our gold silver today.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I'm
we'll
looking
have a lot more to
forward
say about it once
to
we
seeing
see them.
what the deal is.
What is the dealio?
I've obviously seen press announcements for months.
I'm spoiler free.
Marisa has no clue what to expect because all that she has is the preview from last week. So let's take a look. Make sure I got the volume on. Yep. Let's take a look at episode 20 of not Power Rangers. Episode 20 of
Kaitou Sentai Lupinranger
versus Keisatsu Sentai Patranger. The new Phantom Thief is a police officer. Play magical sound. Ooh, salute. Off to the chaos of Japan. Oh, I'm digging all this. He must be from the French headquarters. And it's that looks like the Lupin logo right there on the side of the train. All aboard. Nice.
What is it with these guys in train swords?
Mysterious treasures left by the Phantom Thief Austin Lupin, known as the Lupin Collection, have been stolen by the Ganglers. The thieves who fight to recover what they've lost. The police who fight to protect world peace.
You okay?
Whose side are you on? I always just get thrown off by the pacing of that thing, because there's like not enough time to say the first part. Yami no nakade Futeki ni wa aru silhouette Shiritake, catch me if you can. Destiny, yokoku suru. Honta no nuchi wo rikai suru monodake ni hikari hanatsu fushu no collection.
Hold up,
Lupin,
carry
me maru, chase you up, ubate esu, kushinai shito, kiwo takosu tame, darau mawase.
Hold up,
Lupin, sametu kuru, chase you up, yatsura ni adu, azayaki ni Lupin Ranger. It's showdown.
I got completely messed up.
It's okay. I've fumbled several. But I found the pacing on the last bit because somebody in the I forget who it was in the comments suggested, and it helps. Lupinranger gave me an extra little syllable to stretch it out.
Well, that's because that's because P and are separate syllables in Japanese. But we have a problem with consonant-only syllables.
This doesn't look good. Oh, train's coming. Oh, you two! Why are you on the tracks? That was you just literally lined yourselves up for that. Hey. Ooh, shiny.
Nice.
Snazzy. Sterling Phantom Thief. Lupin X.
But he's a police officer, apparently.
We shall see.
So you're one of those thieves everyone's been talking about. That is such their catchphrase.
This guy looks like a primate. Which is kind of interesting considering the... Wow, his shield is really solid.
Actually, that's not that weird because it's not so much prehistoric animals as pre-human history animals.
Well, that's prehistoric.
Okay, fine. It's
Oh,
not
his
necessarily
hacker
that.
is a cell
There
phone.
were
That's cool.
primates before us.
That's
so.
true. It's just, you don't think of, oh, he's got a second. He's a status double. Okay, so there's some sort of prehistoric looking man.
Could be our early hominid ancestor.
Entirely possible. Although he looks more baboony. Nice. He's very polite. And she is smitten. He's so polite.
Selfie time!
Oui. He is so French.
He is very French.
That's adorable.
He's speaking Japanese, but he's very French.
Kitchen. Oh yeah, because the selfie got published. There's no time for reading. Why are you learning about
What's
this?
the giant ball of fruit?
I don't know. It's a sculpture, I guess. Lupinranger. What? Okay, sure. He just introduces himself. Okay. Is he just gonna... Okay. Oh, okay, apparently, you do a little bit of parkour in there.
He did that with his face visible.
Nice.
That actor can actually flip.
Those were some nifty flips. He is oddly upfront about all this. What? Did he just steal everybody's cell phone?
Yeah, he did.
How did he steal everybody's cell phone? What?
He's a gentleman thief.
He's a super gentleman thief.
That's what they call a street performer who does pickpocketing
for, What?
They do tend to run afoul of the law.
Yeah. What?
Did a Lupinranger just get arrested?
This is very strange. I wonder.
I love his phone case.
Oh, he's passed him a note. He knows he's Lupin Red. This is interesting.
Very interesting.
Good morning, Jim.
There are actually people who, like, are hired as entertainers to pick people's pockets and be all like, haha, I got your things. They'll even walk up to the person and say, hi, I'm going to pick your pocket.
What?
Yeah. I'm loving the gratuitous English from Hilltop.
You know, that's
Good morning,
his shtick.
Jim. Yeah.
I looked him up. He's from Seattle, Washington.
Yeah?
Yes. He went to Japan to become a Japanese comedian, and he learned their comedy because apparently with the very different language, there's a very different type of wordplay.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to do. So he taught himself Japanese, and enough of it to actually make jokes in Japanese that work in the language.
Nice. They want to bust him out.
But apparently one of his earliest, like, famous moments was when he was on a variety show and he did an imitation of the,
Well, let's find out.
the overhead announcement at Tokyo Disney Sea.
His name is Noel.
He's just spilling everything.
Yeah.
With type B.
He's very open. He's got no problem with open
Only in
communication.
Japan does everybody know their own blood type and tell people it. Over there, it's kind of like a horoscope.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Apparently they're all going to be friends for some reason.
Hey, you might actually be able to...
彼は国際警察フランス本部から来た警察官だ。
So,
Does that mean that Gold is going to be a police Patranger that works with the Lupins?
I'm curious if he's supposed to be undercover. I'm curious as far as what sides he has in all this. Or
Maybe
he's an undercover agent. That's why he's so upfront about being a thief. To get the attention of the thieves. Oh boy. Tsukasa, you're on point. Wait. What? He's the one who modded the VS Changers?
We talked about that earlier, that someone in French HQ must have done that.
Yeah. He wants to go undercover with them. But... Oh my. So I guess he's gonna play with dual.
Maybe he is gold and silver. Like gold is his Patranger form and silver is his Lupinranger form, and he bops back and forth between the teams like Billy Proctor. And you are trying very hard to cover your smirk, but you're failing, so I must be right.
I was assuming you would not be looking at me. I made an improper assumption there. I was hoping that they would just be looking at me and you wouldn't.
I look at you all the time.
Fair enough. This...
Now he's going to transform into gold. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Police exchange. There we go. Nice.
See, I didn't figure it out that far in advance.
Yeah. So, for an undercover officer, he is being strangely upfront with everything. Like, I thought that maybe he was playing up his role as the thief to
trick the thieves, but that's not working either.
Because he's just been upfront with him being Patronex.
He is a human goody.
Yeah, he's a good striker.
Yeah, human goody striker. He's going to be bouncing back and forth between the teams.
But
that's going to make it a lot more difficult, because the thing of it is the goody striker is, technically an object.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of accepts that that's just a part of his nature. I think the humans are going to be wanting him to pick a side.
Yeah, I imagine.
But I'm saying they're not going to tolerate the kind of bouncing back and forth that they do from Goody.
I'm trying to make sense of all this, because if he's the one who modified the VS Changers...
He probably also modified the VS Changers
for the Lupinrangers. Right. So, he's working...
he may very well be the descendant of Arsene Lupin that hired everyone.
Fair enough.
That's why they're playing up his Frenchness.
Yeah. But I just find it interesting that he clearly knows who the Lupinrangers are, and he's also not letting the Patrangers in on that info.
Just like Goody.
Yeah.
I think we're meeting more members of the third faction. The third faction being the Lupin collection.
Yeah.
So that would be Kogure, this new guy.
His front safe is already empty, you gotta get the back safe. Why are you attacking him? Okay. He's a cop and a thief. Ah, nice. I want to see how the switcheroo works.
Sadly, it's an instamorph.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's just a morph over his existing morph. I was hoping it might be a little bit more transformative.
That's why I said, sadly, it's an instamorph.
Yeah. Interesting. Like, there was, like, when I, saw the images of the forums earlier, it seemed pretty obvious that they weren't going to be able to just, that they weren't going to be a transformative change like Cam back in Ninja Storm. But I was kind of hoping to see something.
I was hoping for like a CG animation of like whoosh, whoosh, or like the sparkles, like, you know what I'm saying, like colors spreading from one thing. There's so many things you can do with CG.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. He'll have a
full morph later.
Yeah,
because that was an insta.
He's still got that crazy shield of his. Guy's got a little nimbus. He's very Monkey King.
Very Monkey King. He even fights with a staff.
Yep. There we go. Now we gotta finish the time. Oh, nice. Yeah, it changes from baton to a sword.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Little flare. Okay. Very strange. Yep, time to make it go. Are we gonna get doobie tap? Give Zelda a boost.
Both of his safes are flying up in the sky because he's got two.
Yep, he's a rare double type, much like Destra. Oh, status gold. Okay, so he takes note of dual status and gold status. Alright, let's see.
Time to certify.
Yep.
Did that just say transform and roll out?
Oh, his entire weapon transforms instead of just part of it flying off. Yeah, I'd say using a train is a different system. What?
Well, we always have to see them fight as Zords before they make a Megazord.
Just the fact that that train pulled off a Yui was just a little strange.
It seemed to be constrained by existing tracks.
I don't know. It's running on a track.
But then it pulled a Yui around the monster. It wasn't on the track.
That's
It
strange.
does not seem to be constrained by the tracks.
Goody knows him.
Yep. Yeah. He's in the same faction as Goody.
Yeah. So, clearly this third faction, or whatever we want to call it, has been playing both sides.
Against the middle.
But it's strange that,
But why?
yes, it's why have you been deliberately keeping these rangers in the dark as far as who's on which side?
Yeah.
Because they're both working for you. And I see no benefit in leaving them in the dark that they're working for the same group.
None.
They're serving the same purpose. Ooh, we actually get to follow them through. That's nice.
Oh.
Oh, hey, we did get to
See, because he's in the...
We did get to see what the change looks like.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's decoupling and becoming the front half of the train.
All aboard.
Oh, they're completely decoupled.
Huh. Whoa. Okay, sure. They are playing this gimmick to the hilt. He needs to swap in order to follow. That seems inefficient, but okay. What? He just gave them Patranger machines? Or, whatever they are? VSC vehicles? Yeah. Okay, sure, why not?
It's interesting that it's taking them this long to figure out that he's basically on the same team as Goody.
Yeah.
Since he just said, "Oh look, it's Noel."
Well, yeah.
We go a long way back, and he's like, "I thought he was our enemy." No, that should have been your first clue that he is a neutral party.
They still don't exactly trust him.
We got trains for arms now.
Sure, why not? Nice. Fire and lightning.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo!
Lupinranger and Goody Strike. Burn him to a crisp fire. Sure, why not? Whoosh. Yes, you are done monkey world.
Who doesn't love a good pun?
Yay. Bye, Monkey Man. So, I'm assuming those trains usually combine with his main trains.
Yeah.
Why did he help the thieves? Well, they were fighting the giant monster.
Yeah, Goody, what's up with Noel?
Story time! Oh, yay! Story time. Is Noel here? Yep.
Of course he is.
Pulling a Kogure. I guess he knew that Goody would kind of blow his cover either way. Oh, you're gonna put.
You gonna leave it at that?
It's gonna play it like that. Yes.
Man!
Okay, yeah. Neither side trusts him right now.
Of course not.
Friend or
Because
foe,
he's
on board
human.
or not?
They're not gonna put up with
Oh, nice. He's
the
gonna have
same BS they put up with from Goody.
Oh, we get to see his two uniforms next time. It looks like.
Toothbrush?
What? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, we'll get to see his golden Patranger, police uniform and his silver gentleman thief outfit.
Nice.
I had been wondering when we sat down if you'd realized that Gold and Silver were going to be the same character or not. And then when you were talking about, oh, what's Gold going to be? I'm like, oh, we haven't talked about this. Okay, I'm just gonna roll with this.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah,
before
you did.
they told us.
Yeah, you did. I mean, they
Well, once he said that he was the one who created them,
yeah,
it clicked.
right,
Because he would have created both sets.
right,
And he would give himself the ability to go with either team.
yeah, which makes sense.
Exactly.
He's playing a very strange game at the moment and doing a very good job of keeping everybody off balance.
Nobody knows what's going on.
Like, like at first it seemed like, oh, okay, so he's a thief, but he's also a cop. So okay, so he's an undercover cop pretending to be a thief, but he's not actually hiding the fact that he's a cop. So how does that work for being undercover? Is he actually undercover, or is he just a whole separate party?
He really is a gentleman thief. Person with the skills of a thief who doesn't do the criminal part of being a thief.
Right.
Or doesn't do the criminal part of being a thief anymore. A lot of them are reformed.
I really would like to find out why the two sides have been kept in the dark about, well, specifically why the Patrangers are kept. So did they just assume the police would not be willing to work with thieves no matter what?
I don't know. That is the biggest mystery here right now.
Yeah.
Why are the Patrangers not given the information that the Lupinrangers are part of the deal?
Yeah. Like, why
Because the Lupinrangers know what the Patrangers are up to.
Yeah. I mean, the Lupinrangers aren't even, like, traditional thieves. They've been recruited for this specific task of reclaiming the Lupin collection. Framing them as, placing them in the framework of being thieves, it's all really just a matter of the perception. They've been recruited seemingly by the same group that's recruited the Patrangers. They're just two different branches, really.
The Take Back the Collection branch and the Destroy the Ganglers branch.
And it seems...
And the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing!
It seems very strange that the Destroy the Ganglers branch is kept in the dark, that the other group is the Reclaim the Collection branch.
Yeah. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing.
Like, if they were, receiving orders saying, hey, you are working with these people, they'd probably be willing to work with them, or at the very least, more willing to work with them than they are at this moment.
Look, Tsukasa and
Sakuya
would be willing to work with them.
Yeah.
I don't know about K-Man.
Yeah, but it's not like...
He is,
let me put it this way.
really stubborn.
Would it have been any worse than the current situation?
No, not at all.
Like, the worst case scenario...
No, I'm just saying Kachir is still going to be a pain in the rear.
The worst case scenario is
but it
they
would fix the problem with 2 of the 3.
They would have known who the Lupinrangers are and arrested them despite being ordered not to. Which is really the only thing I could imagine being...
Yeah, but Kokore would bust them right out. He can appear and disappear at will.
Actually, it's interesting that Hilltop's boss
doesn't seem
isn't
to know what's
in on
going
this
on.
either. So...
That could be a part of why they aren't getting the information, because...
like, a good chunk of
there are too many steps between them and the actual Lupin folks.
Yeah, there's a good chunk of the chain of command that's keeping them in the dark about this, and I want to know why. And I also am wondering where
in the chain of command
is
does
Noel? Because, like, he developed everything, but, like, who's he working for? Is he higher up in the ranks because he's the guy who kicked this off? Or was he recruited to do all this?
I don't know, but I would say that faction-wise, he's with Kogure and...
Yeah.
And so he is either above Kogure, or him and Kogure are answering to the same person. One or the other.
I'm wondering if maybe he...
There's no way he's below Kogure.
I'm wondering if maybe the... maybe he developed the Lupinranger's powers first for Kogure to take care of, and then when the
That's another reason that they're classified as thieves, because this whole thing started with Arsene Lupin, the thief.
Lupin. I don't know why you keep saying Lupin.
Because I think in French it is.
In French, I think it's Lupin.
Lupin? Okay.
But Lupin would be like just describing a wolf.
Regardless. Because it started with a thief, that's why they're thieves.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying Lupin for every other aspect, so I believe his name is Lupin.
Right. I said I'd roll with that.
Yeah.
But the point is they're thieves because he was a thief.
Yeah. But I'm thinking maybe they were Plan A, and then the cops maybe approached the third faction saying, hey, we've got this threat that seems to be connected to, that started with the attack on your collection. Can you assist us with this threat? And so maybe he's more of a consultant than a straight up cop.
Or they had to intervene because the cops were throwing themselves in front of ganglers and getting themselves killed on a regular basis. So they had to provide them with some kind of firepower so that they would stop dying all over the place.
Yeah. Either way.
Because it seems like these people, were determined to take on ganglers no matter what. They may well have been trying to do it without the correct equipment, and getting very badly hurt in the process, to the point where the Lupin Collection people were like, we gotta do something about this and we can't stop them.
I will admit, one thing that kind of throws a bit of a wrench into trying to figure this out is that Noel is apparently an officer.
Yes.
So that means he has an actual position in that chain of command.
They said he's a transfer from
French HQ.
French HQ, which means he's probably not actually above them.
He's
probably
another
their
officer.
Peer who's been transferred from another location. Which would give the idea that, once again, probably he's working for the same people that Kogure is working for.
Yeah.
Someone at French HQ is pulling the strings. Someone still at French HQ is pulling the strings.
Maybe.
Because just because he developed that doesn't mean it was, his to begin with. He could very well have been hired to develop it.
I'm gonna put this out there. Maybe he did initially start within the, GSPO command structure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was an officer in their, experimental division or something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Kogure was brought in to consult on the collection with the agreement that if I help you create the VS changers, you provide me with 3 of them. Mm-hmm. That could actually account for a number of things. If the VS changers that went to the Lupinrangers were covertly developed within the Patranger structure, and then that would be one of the reasons that nobody else within the GSPO knows about the Lupinrangers, apart from the one who cut a deal with Kogure. I think that's my current theory. I think that's the one that kind of makes the most sense, simply because.
That's your theory. Mine is that they're both working for the same guy who's in France.
Fair enough.
We can have separate theories, and we'll see which one of them is right.
The main reason I'm leaning towards my theory is because he has an officer role. If he was answering to whoever Kogure answers to, unless he could be pulling. He could be, if it's your suggestion, he could be pulling a Departed and being a mole inside the police force raised by the thief.
Okay.
That would be what I would think. Does that make sense? As far as supporting your theory. So we are actually. What do you know? Our theories ended up taking our respective roles, because you've been all Team Lupin, and although I regularly smack down on the Patrangers for being it, I've by default been, you say Lupinranger, I say Patranger at the beginning of each one. You're on the side that he started as a Lupinranger. I'm on the side that he started as a Patranger.
Well, I believe he, as far as Ranger 5, became both at once.
Well, he became both at once.
But he was the Lupin Collection faction to begin with. And I don't mean Lupin Rangers.
I know,
I mean
the Lupin faction.
The Lupin faction with Kogure and Goody Striker.
Right. But still, you basically started on the thief side. Yeah, I think he started as an officer.
He started with the collection.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to call them. The thief team, the police team, and the collection team.
Fair enough.
He started on Team Collection.
Yeah. Well, Team Collection was the team that recruited the Lupin Rangers. So that's my point on that front.
We don't know that.
Okay,
we don't know that they didn't also recruit the Patrangers.
That's it. We don't know that they didn't also recruit the Patrangers, which is true.
Which is my theory, that they did. That Team Collection is influencing both branches. Top down. That's my theory.
Yeah, and my theory is that...
the one branched from the other.
Yeah. I think it started off with the police force didn't know how to tend to it. Kogure consulted with Noel, and they reached a personal agreement. And that personal agreement was, okay, you teach me about your collection, I will modify it to create Rangers. You get 3, we get 3. I think that may have been where this all started.
Fair enough.
And I'm curious to see if which one pans out. If it was, just between these two guys, or if there is a whole
Team Collection out there.
Shadowy organization coordinating both.
I'm all for the shadow organization and its Team Collection.
I will admit that does make for more story possibilities. But I don't. It's one that feels a little bit convoluted.
Oh, but I love convoluted.
Well, convoluted will be fun, but I feel I'm leaning towards a more straightforward one.
Fair enough.
So we'll see what happens. This was definitely a one that provokes a lot of speculation.
A lot of speculation.
Because there's still a lot on the table right now. Noel got tossed in here, and we've got no real clue which side he's on, which is nice. They're keeping up a definite level of ambiguity here.
And it's going to stay that way.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
It's Team Collection, and they're always ambiguous.
We'll see how much gets explained next time, because we did end on that little cliffhanger of him about to talk to the Lupin Rangers.
It's true.
But yeah, honestly, one of the things I like about my theory is just that it makes it makes all the confusion the result of a subversive choice of an individual rather than the idiocy of an overall group.
Fair enough.
And I like that because it makes everybody a little less stupid.
I'm holding out for Team Collection to have a good reason to have made these mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to be stupid either.
Yeah, exactly. If they can come up with a good reason, which there hasn't really been any reason suggested.
But we'll find one.
We'll see.
Because you're right, Team Collection can't be that stupid if it exists.
I would be kind of annoyed. Like, honestly, it would be my same problem with Ava, where like I know that it was just an issue I had with Neon Genesis Evangelion throughout most of the series, where it's like,
how stupid can Sele be?
How stupid can which character was it?
Sele.
Which one was Sele? Oh, Sele the group.
Yeah.
No, I was just like, why is no one questioning at all why children need to pilot these? Are they, like, it's one thing if it's a mystery, I recognize that it's a mystery, but nobody's asking the obvious questions. And that's really annoying
They
when that
have to have
happens.
been born after the second impact.
They didn't talk about that at all. They also didn't talk about why it's like why Shinji had to be an Eva pilot. They didn't talk about that until nearly the end of the series. And it's
Well,
just
they
like,
gave us the excuse the whole time that it's because his dad was in charge.
it was really vague.
No son of mine is going to be too chicken to pilot at Eva.
It was still like, dude, just use someone who's trained. Why aren't you using someone who's trained? Explain.
Because the entire program is fueled by reactive attachment disorder.
I know. And it would have been nice if that had been somewhat explored prior to, like, near the end of the series. Because it just made everything
Actually, it might not be reactive attachment disorder, but by attachment disorders.
It made a lot of things during the first half of the series feel like kind of stupid.
Alright, we're going to miss our movie.
Yeah, we should get going. So, yeah. Excited with the new Lupin X.
I'm chomping at the bit for the next episode.
I'm really looking forward to seeing. That was a good cliffhanger. They
dropped. Yeah, that was like, seriously, man.
Yeah,
I want to see what happens
you want to know
next.
the explanation. They gave us nothing resembling an explanation during this episode. They kept things very ambiguous to pull you in for part 2.
Yeah. Well, they succeeded.
And considering the tendency of the show to work in 2 parts, a lot of the times, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some clarity in part 2.
Hopefully.
We'll see. I'm betting he made a deal with Code Ray, but we'll find out.
We'll find
anyway,
out.
Yeah, we gotta go watch some other superheroes who are dysfunctional in other ways. We're gonna go check out Incredibles 2. But yeah, so looking forward to more Lupin X, Pattern X, X-Men. So until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. X-Men, Super Sentai, Super Sentai.